Welcome back, everyone. It has been a long time since I've done a video game pickups video, and you know what? I thought it was about time to do one. To be honest, I haven't picked up a ton of video games, primarily because I just haven't come across anything cheap. But I have started yard sailing, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, let's get right to it. So let's get some newer games out of the way. First up, we have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 on the PS4. I mean, what's there to say about this game? It's Tony Hawk in HD. I loved these games as a kid. I kind of wish they would have done 3 as well. I don't know why they skipped out on that, but maybe they plan on doing more. But regardless, these games are so much fun to go back and play. And you know what? They did a fantastic job with these 2 games. Next up, we have kind of an interesting game, 2 Point Hospital on the PS4. Now, if you like The Sims or like Sim City or other simulation games, oh, that's why they call them that, then hey, you might like this game. You run a hospital, and yeah, that's kind of the point. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not big on simulation games, but I did have some fun with this. I did enjoy the humor. It doesn't take itself too serious, obviously. I do like how sometimes when a patient dies, they actually come back as a ghost, and for some reason you have to find a janitor who is qualified in ghost hunting. But hey, if you like simulation games, check it out! Next up is a game I've had a hard time tracking down out in the wild, which is weird. It's not a rare game at all, but I could not find it. And when I finally did once, it was the Greatest Hits version. And I don't know, I'm just so weird about Greatest Hits. I don't know, if I can just avoid them, I do. But the wife and I were out of town in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge. You may have seen those videos where we talked about some of our pickups. And I did find this game. I didn't talk about it for whatever reason, but I finally got the first God of War. What is there to say? I love this game. This is actually the reason I bought a PS2, aside from, I think, Silent Hill 3 back in the day. And speaking of Silent Hill 3, why is this game so damn expensive now? Like, 2 years ago, I bought it for like $60, and now it's shot up almost double that. I don't know, is it because you can only get it on a PS2? Is it because it's hard to get the soundtrack with it? I don't know. I just wanted to show it off. Next up, we have a PSP game, and I just started thinking, I bought a shit ton of PSP games from a buddy of mine a while ago, and I can't remember if I actually shot that video. I don't think I did. But anyway, yes, I bought a bunch of PSP games from a buddy of mine I used to work with back in the day, so I've been on the lookout for more PSP games, and I came across Castlevania: The Dracula X Chronicles. Now, this game is so cool because it has Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. And for those who don't know, Symphony of the Night starts off right after Rondo of Blood. And it's very weird that we didn't technically get Rondo of Blood. I mean, there is Dracula X on the SNES, but But thankfully I do have Rondo of Blood on the PC Engine CD, and I also have Symphony of the Night. But hey, there's nothing wrong with convenience in having it in one game. If I remember correctly, what's kind of cool about this game is you have to beat Rondo of Blood before you can play Symphony of the Night, so you actually have to play it in order. That's kind of cool. Next up, I don't believe I've talked about this game, but we're going to talk about it again if we have. I finally got Rare Replay. So a couple of VGM unboxings ago, I talked about how I have both the Japanese versions of Banjo-Kazooie, but I don't have the American versions, and I do plan on getting them in my collection, but I have been playing the first one on here, and I've been having a good time. I mean, you really can't go wrong with this collection. Like I said, you got Banjo-Kazooie, you got Battletoads, you got Conker's Bad Fur Day, you got Killer Instinct, got Perfect Dark, and one of my favorite games, Viva Pinata. Yes, I love that game. Just to name a few. Next up, we have WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Now, if you're looking for a realistic wrestling game, well, this game is not for you. But I've had a lot of fun with this game, and even the wife has as well. And hell, she doesn't even care about wrestling. Now, is it the best game out there? No. But it is kind of fun to pick up and play with a friend. Next up, we have Nickelodeon Kart Racers. Now, if you're thinking Mario Kart, well, yeah, you'd be about right. It's pretty much Mario Kart with Nickelodeon characters. Nickelodeon was pretty much my childhood in the 90s. I can't think of anything better than 90s Nickelodeon. My TV hardly ever left Nickelodeon. Now, I'll admit there's something about this game that doesn't feel quite right, especially if you're really used to Mario Kart, but if you are a fan of Nickelodeon or grew up with it as a kid, give it a shot. Next up is a game I got from one of my friends. He hit me up, he was like, hey, I have these 2 games, let's make a good deal. And, well, we did. And I talked about one in a pickups video I did with the wife where I got Mario Party 2 on the N64 complete in box. But I also got Jet Set Radio Future. I don't have much to say about this game. I haven't played a whole lot of it, but from what I played, it's kind of cool. I don't know, I don't see the mass appeal out of it. I know a lot of people love this game. Maybe if I picked it up back in the day, I'd appreciate it more, but I don't know, I might come back and give it another shot. Next up is a game I've technically owned for a while, but I've only had the disc, and I've been badly looking for it out in the wild, but haven't come across it, so I broke down one day and finally bought it off eBay. And that is Toe Jam & Earl 3. Out of all the Toe Jam & Earl games, this is by far my favorite. It's no doubt repetitive as hell, but there's something so charming about the characters, the humor, just everything about it I absolutely loved. And it does help that the main villain's name is James, the anti-funk. That's right. I can't necessarily recommend this game, but I have fond memories of playing this when I was a teenager, and I still like coming back and playing it now. So last up we have the same game twice. Now let me explain. The wife and I were out of town, we were in a hotel. I had the Sega Genesis Mini with me. And if you didn't know, what's cool about the Sega Genesis Minis, you can actually play the Japanese versions of the games on there, and you can even actually see like the Japanese artwork. Well, the wife and I decided to play some Kid Chameleon, which we love. I played this game so much as a kid, and I love going back to it even to this day. However, the fact that it has 100+ levels and you can't save your game kind of breaks it. But you know what? Whatever. It's a lot of fun. You gotta love all the different power-ups that you get. Now, believe it or not, the speedrun record of this game is 1 minute and 28 seconds. Look it up. It'll blow your mind. Now, why am I talking about this game? Well, while the wife and I were playing the Japanese versions of all these games on the Genesis, the Japanese artwork for this game blew me away. And it's so interesting to see like the differences, but sometimes it's just slight. No, it's pretty drastic. I don't know which one I like more. I mean, obviously the Japanese is more anime looking, and then obviously the American version's, you know, all badass and cool and edgy. But I don't know, it almost looks like 2 different games. It's so cool, but yet the game itself is pretty much exactly the same. There's nothing different about it as far as I know. But I was so blown away by the artwork that I went online, found this game for pretty cheap, and have not regretted it. Well, anyway, guys, those were some more video game pickups. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know what to do, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you again next time.